I'm Tom on the Pacific here with Glen on the Atlantic, connecting the Atlantic Pacific Underground.
You know, one thing about this Trump was a phenom. He was like, he came out of nowhere. Because prior to Trump, we were all kind of aligned with our conservative corners. Myself, I was over there with the Ron Paul crowd, and you were pretty much.
I was a cruise guy.
Guy. Okay.
Yeah.
And so all of us, we were all splintered and fissioned, and the Democrats are doing the backstroke, thinking that, you know, we got it made. These conservatives are all fighting amongst each other, blah 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 blah. And then, of course, Trump comes along. He was the Uncola. And it was like, and people who don't know what the Uncola is, well, that's okay, because, you know, it's a generational thing, but there's a lot of people.
These are the cola nuts. These are the Uncola nuts.
That's right.
Remember that guy?
Say to make your mouth water.
To make your mouth water.
Yeah.
He actually made his bones in a Bond movie. I think it was Live and Let Die.
Yes, he did.
Great actor. Yeah, great
and
actor.
Like I say, only certain people. This is a generational thing, folks. This is purely. I mean, this isn't doing the Kiki dance. This is, the Uncola.
But you can look it up online. Look up the Uncola Man, the 7-Up commercials. The guy was amazing.
Yes. So speaking of Trump, he went out to Pennsylvania today, didn't he?
Oh, man, it was great. Yeah, I wasn't even expecting that today. I got home at a decent hour today. I got home, between right around 3:30 California time. And I walk in the front room, and Vicky worked the morning, and she was off, and she had Trump on coming up on Fox. And God, does he ever love to troll the media. He just loves to whack the hornet's nest, and it's now that I've gotten used to it. When he first did it, I got to admit I used to cringe when he do it. Now I've gotten to really enjoy it. I got to admit that I cringed at first, but now when he goes out, and there's certain things that he doesn't tell people to say it, but it's a cue to the audience. When, you know, he'll point up there and he'll talk about the fake news media, the fake news, and that's the cue for everyone in the audience to start chanting "CNN sucks," which is just great. And that's what had Acosta all had his panties all in a bunch the past couple of days.
Oh my God, this guy is turning into a total douche. I mean, it's. I'm like watching him and thinking to myself, look, Acosta, You've been the voice of the left all this time. You've attacked the right. Don't you think that you're getting what you deserve? And this guy's like, who, me? I didn't do anything. Yeah.
Oh, that's just. Oh, you should have heard him today. So Sarah Huckabee Sanders stood up for herself today because she was getting flack over the president saying. The reporters, the mainstream media is the enemy of the people. Now, Trump a lot of times will kind of, I'll say paraphrase for lack of a better term, but he'll stay sentence. If you've ever worked with a New Yorker, a lot of times they don't finish sentences. It's kind of the certain words are assumed where it's like, hey, I'm heading down, come with. You know, it's not, would you like to come along? Come with me. It's like, go to the store. Come with. You know, and so there's a certain colloquialism to the way the New Yorkers speak. And so, you know, basically, in my opinion, it's that, you know, those dishonest members of the mainstream media that put out half-truths, or outright, fabrications or the source with no name type of thing. Those people, there is a responsibility to the press to be honest and balanced. And there's a lot of entities that are not, and CNN is the number one culprit. To be sure. So that's what I said. But they're saying, calling the press the enemy of the people is irresponsible and against the First Amendment. And he's acting dangerously. And of course, all the other colloquialism, all the other, BS sayings that go along with it. But here's Acosta that says, well, Sarah, I'm sorry you had trouble in a restaurant. I'm sorry that people said mean things, but people are saying mean things to me and they're, be treating me on press. So you just brushed off what's happening to her like it's nothing, and the same thing's happened to you, and you get to sit there and whine about it and cry about it? Are you really?
Believe me, Acosta has not felt not one match of the heat that Sanders has been receiving. Anybody who is the speaker for the president has been, look at the one that before her. What was his name? It was.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, he had to duck fire, especially with the.
Oh, my gosh. The whole Saturday night show. Saturday Night Live dedicated a segment of its show just to that person. And so.
Yeah. They hammered him. And now, hey, Huckabee Sanders, and I like Sean Spicer. I thought, I've seen him in interviews and whatnot. But Huckabee Sanders is better at that job than he was.
By far. With
you far and away. And part of it comes from being raised in a political household. I've seen Governor Huckabee interviewed many times where he said, around the table, that was dinner table conversation. They weren't talking about whether or not they're going to have rain. They're like tabling political issues and debating them back and forth. So she grew up in the heat. So she is the absolute perfect one to toss it right back at the Jim Acostas of the world.
Well, absolutely. One thing about conservative women that people should understand, a lot of them hunt, fish. They are tough. They grew up doing things other than, I'm not even sure what the lefty women do personally, but lefty women, they don't hunt, they don't fish. I think I'm not even sure, but anyhow, if somebody wants to send me a message of what they do, that's great. But and that's a tough job. Acosta, he has not even, come on, Acosta has got, I feel like playing, if I had baby noises right now, just give Acosta his milk, his bottle, and his blanket, and he'll be just fine.
Well, here's the thing is no one has ever pushed back against the press. I don't know if you remember Nixon. It's a famous bite that's shown all the time. You won't have an old tricky dick to push around anymore. It was a message out to the press to kick around anymore. And then he wound up, that was back when he was like California governor, and then he came back and ran for president and won. But this relationship with the press goes back many years, and no one has ever pushed back. But the press didn't used to be as vicious and as misleading as they are today.
Oh, they are. Yes,
they're brutal.
They're brutal. It's stories shaped for the agenda, and you could, I used to be on the fence, and I'd look at what the conservatives are doing and what the liberals are doing. CNN is totally on an agenda, and the liberals say the same thing about Fox News, but Fox did report on David Hogg.
Right.
It was, but CNN won't report on the people that Fox reports on.
Thanks to all of you for listening to the Atlantic Pacific Underground.